Hi, and welcome to the On This Day archives. From our huge collection of news film reels, we've found this quirky story from London's fashionable past to show you. The swinging 60s were as much about fashion as they were about music. However, according to the Uniforms Act of 1894, it was an offence for anyone not serving in the armed forces to wear a military uniform. Not that it stopped them.
But today, police are likely to take action only if a uniform is authentic in every detail. In London's West End this week, it was half an hour before these two young men were stopped. And even then, what made the police reach for their notebooks was not the uniform, but the medal ribbons. The top row alone included the Victoria Cross, the OBE, the DSO, and the MC. For the long service view, Welsh Guards RSM Dick Fletcher.
Sergeant Major, how upset are you by the way young people are wearing uniform?
I'm not terribly upset, but I do know many soldiers, old and young, who are upset, terribly angry about this business. I saw a chap the other day in a combat jacket, sort of thing, with a woman on one arm and a handbag on the other, and he had 3 good conduct stripes. I thought that was funny because I thought even in the eyes of the Lord he wasn't entitled to 3 good conduct stripes.
It was from the seedier end of London's Portobello Road rather than the smart boutiques of Carnaby Street that this new fashion sprang. Here in 1965, 2 young men went into partnership selling old fur coats and demobbed suits. Today they've a new trade and a patron, Lord Kitchener, whose finger beckoned so successfully from the recruiting posters of World War I. Those who respond to Lord Kitchener's call today may find themselves in trouble with the law. So the shop's owners, Ian Fisk and John Paul, have guaranteed to pay their customers fines.
Right, there it is.
That's the one you was arrested on, wasn't it?
19-year-old Frank Perry was one of the first to claim. Frank was arrested as he walked home one night wearing a Royal Marine jacket. His fine, £1 with 3 guineas costs.
What exactly was it? One was actually wearing the coat and not being in the services, and the other one was discriminating it. You know, through the long hair and the...
What time was it
holding it in
in the morning.
2 a.m. What were you doing? Just walking along the
home.
street?
Yeah. The police car pulled up. No, perfectly sober. Police car pulled up. He asked me if I was in the services. I said, "You must be joking." Straight down to the station.
But Frank Perry is undaunted. Rejected by the Royal Marines, he takes refuge in the West German police. In the second-hand trade, there are only 2 kinds of uniforms. Most common, the basic red or blue tunic that was still being made for the soldiers of the 1418 war. Today's price, 30 shillings. These simpler styles could be improved with velvet collars and gilt buttons. And for those who can afford £10 or so, there are tailored tunics, the cast-offs of hire firms glittering with gold braid.